Hello, devoted readers of TV Day's Drama Digest. We're back with a story that's set to ignite the streets of Salem with tension, heartbreak, and the tantalizing possibility of redemption. Today, we dive deep into the electrifying return of Jeremy Horton, a man whose name alone sends shivers down the spine of anyone familiar with his stormy past. His unexpected reappearance in Salem, coupled with his tangled history with Stephanie Johnson, promises a saga brimming with emotional upheaval, dark secrets, and the ever-present question, can a leopard truly change its spots? Buckle up, because this drama is about to unfold with all the intensity of a summer thunderstorm. A ghost from the past returns. The quaint, picturesque town of Salem has always been a hotbed of secrets, scandals, and second chances. But nothing could have prepared its residents, or Stephanie Johnson, for the bombshell that dropped when Jeremy Horton stepped off the train at Salem Station, his suitcase in hand and a glint of determination in his eyes. For Stephanie, the sight of Jeremy was like seeing a ghost materialize from the fog of her past. Her heart, once mended from the scars he left behind, began to race with a cocktail of dread, curiosity, and unresolved pain. Jeremy Horton, for those new to Salem's intricate web of relationships, is no ordinary man. Charismatic, charming, and dangerously persuasive, he once held Stephanie's heart in his hands, only to shatter it with his manipulative and abusive ways. Their romance, years ago, was a whirlwind of passion and peril, leaving Stephanie to rebuild her life piece by piece after their devastating breakup. Now, Jeremy is back, claiming a new job has brought him to Salem permanently. The news spreads like wildfire, and the town buzzes with speculation. What does Jeremy want, and why now? Stephanie, now a successful and independent woman, has carved out a life of her own. She's no longer the naive young woman who fell for Jeremy's honeyed words. Yet, the moment she locks eyes with him at the Brady pub, the years seem to melt away. Memories, both tender and traumatic, flood back, threatening to unravel the strength she's fought so hard to build. The air crackles with tension as Jeremy approaches, his smile as disarming as ever. "Stephanie," he says, his voice smooth as silk, "it's been too long." A changed man or a master manipulator? Jeremy wastes no time in professing that he's a changed man. Over a coffee that Stephanie reluctantly agrees to share, he spins a tale of personal transformation. He speaks of therapy, soul-searching, and a newfound commitment to being a better person. His eyes, once cold and calculating, now seem to brim with sincerity as he leans across the table, his voice low and earnest. "I know I hurt you, Steph," he murmurs, using the nickname that once made her heart flutter. "But I'm not that man anymore. I want to make things right. I want to know if there's still a chance for us." For Stephanie, these words are a double-edged sword. Part of her, the part that once loved Jeremy with every fiber of her being, wants to believe him. The other part, hardened by betrayal, screams for her to run. She's torn between the faint hope of redemption and the gnawing fear that Jeremy's charm is just a mask for the same old games. The stakes are higher now as Stephanie's life has taken a new turn. She's the mastermind behind the pseudonym Anastasia Sands, author of the best-selling debut novel Whispers of the Heart. The book, a poignant exploration of love and loss, has captivated readers nationwide. Unbeknownst to most, it draws heavily from her tumultuous relationship with Jeremy, a fact that could complicate matters further. A dangerous discovery. As if Jeremy's return wasn't enough to upend Stephanie's world, a shocking revelation threatens to tie them together in ways she never anticipated. Through a twist of fate, or perhaps Jeremy's relentless digging, he discovers that Stephanie is the true author behind Whispers of the Heart. The novel, lauded for its raw emotional depth, contains passages that mirror their past with uncanny precision. The fiery arguments, the stolen moments of tenderness, and the heartbreak that followed. For Jeremy, this discovery is like striking gold. He sees it as a sign that Stephanie still carries a torch for him, that their story is far from over. Armed with this knowledge, Jeremy becomes even more determined to win her back. He begins to infiltrate her life, showing up at her book signings, sending her thoughtful gifts, and even quoting lines from her novel that resonate with their shared history. "You wrote about us, Steph," he says one evening, catching her off guard outside her apartment. "You can't deny what we had. It's all there in black and white." His words are both a plea and a challenge, and Stephanie feels the walls closing in. The novel, meant to be her catharsis, has become a weapon in Jeremy's hands, a tool to blur the lines between past and present. Alex's protective fury. Enter Alex Kyriakis, Stephanie's fiercely loyal friend and occasional confidant. Alex has always had a soft spot for Stephanie, and the news of Jeremy's return sets off alarm bells in his mind. He knows all too well the pain Jeremy inflicted on her, and he's not about to let history repeat itself. When he catches wind of Jeremy's attempts to rekindle their romance, Alex's protective instincts kick into overdrive. In a heated confrontation at the town square, he corners Jeremy, his voice low and menacing. "Stay away from Stephanie if you know what's good for you," he warns, his eyes blazing with barely restrained anger. "She's moved on, and she doesn't need you dragging her back into your mess." Jeremy, ever the smooth talker, brushes off Alex's warning with a dismissive smile. "You don't know her like I do, Kyriakis," he retorts. "Stephanie and I have something special. She'll see that soon enough." The exchange is a spark in a powder keg, and the tension between the two men threatens to erupt into something far more dangerous. Alex's protective streak, while well-intentioned, adds another layer of complexity to Stephanie's already chaotic world. She's grateful for his support, but she can't help but wonder if his involvement will escalate the situation beyond her control. A town on edge. As Jeremy settles into Salem, his presence ripples through the community, stirring up old wounds and new conflicts. Friends and family weigh in, each with their own perspective on whether Jeremy deserves a second chance. Kayla, Stephanie's mother, urges caution, her maternal instincts on high alert. "I've seen men like Jeremy before," she warns, her voice heavy with concern. "They say they've changed, but words are cheap. Trust your gut, sweetheart." Meanwhile, other residents, swayed by Jeremy's charm and apparent sincerity, wonder if Stephanie is being too hard on him. The town is divided, and Stephanie finds herself at the center of a storm she never asked for. The drama intensifies when Jeremy lands a high-profile job at a local media company, giving him a platform to showcase his newfound good guy persona. He's all smiles at community events, volunteering at charity drives and charming everyone from the mayor to the local barista. But Stephanie sees through the facade, or does she? Doubt creeps in as she watches him win over the town, and she begins to question her own judgment. Is she unfairly holding onto the past, or is her intuition warning her of danger? The uncertainty gnaws at her, making every interaction with Jeremy a high-stakes gamble. The weight of the past. To understand the gravity of Jeremy's return, we must revisit the history that binds him to Stephanie. Their romance, in its early days, was the stuff of fairy tales. Young and in love, they dreamed of a future together, their days filled with laughter and stolen kisses. But beneath the surface, cracks began to form. Jeremy's controlling nature emerged, subtle at first, criticisms disguised as concern, jealousy masked as devotion. Over time, his behavior grew more toxic, culminating in emotional manipulation and moments of cruelty that left Stephanie questioning her worth. When she finally broke free, it was a hard-won victory, one that cost her years of healing. Writing Whispers of the Heart was her way of reclaiming her story, turning pain into art. The novel's success was a testament to her resilience, but now, with Jeremy back in her life, that victory feels fragile. Every word he speaks, every gesture he makes, is a reminder of the power he once held over her. Yet, There's a part of her that wonders if he's truly changed, if the man she loved is still somewhere beneath the surface. A crossroads of the heart. As the days turn into weeks, Stephanie finds herself at a crossroads. Jeremy's persistence is unrelenting, and his knowledge of her novel gives him an edge she can't ignore. He's not just a ghost from her past, he's a living, breathing challenge to everything she's built. Does she dare open her heart to the possibility of reconciliation, or does she trust the scars that remind her of his betrayal? The answer isn't clear, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Meanwhile, Alex's protectiveness borders on possessiveness, adding another layer of tension. His warnings to Jeremy grow more aggressive, and Stephanie worries that their rivalry could spiral out of control. The town, too, is caught in the drama, with gossip columns speculating about a love triangle and book clubs dissecting whispers of the heart for clues about Stephanie's true feelings. The pressure is suffocating, and Stephanie must find a way to navigate this labyrinth of emotions before it consumes her. What lies ahead? As we leave you, dear readers, the story of Stephanie and Jeremy is far from over. Will Jeremy prove that he's truly changed, or will his return unravel the life Stephanie has worked so hard to build? Can Alex rein in his protective instincts, or will his actions push Stephanie further into Jeremy's orbit? And what role will whispers of the heart play in this unfolding drama, a beacon of truth or a Pandora's box of regrets? One thing is certain, Salem is no stranger to drama, but Jeremy Horton's return has set the stage for a saga that will keep us all on the edge of our seats. Stay tuned to TV Day's Drama Digest for the latest updates, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Jeremy has changed, or is Stephanie right to keep her guard up? Share your predictions, and let's unravel this mystery together.